Hey there, and thank you for clicking on this video. If you're here, you're in the right place. We don't just talk about money, we tell the stories behind it. This channel is where finance meets storytelling, breaking down real strategies, real loopholes, and real wealth-building lessons in ways that stick with you. Because let's be honest, financial education should be engaging, exciting, and actually useful, not just boring numbers and charts. Through highly researched, eye-opening stories, we reveal how money really works, how the wealthy stay ahead, and how you can do the same, whether it's spotting opportunities, avoiding financial traps, or unlocking the hidden rules of the game. What's in it for you? Powerful financial strategies hidden in gripping stories, actionable insights you can use today, eye-opening real-world money moves used by the rich, a fresh, exciting way to learn about money, investing, and financial freedom. We're obsessed with both storytelling and finance, and our mission is simple: to empower you with knowledge so you can take control of your financial future. So sit back, enjoy the story, and by the end, you'll see money in a whole new way. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey. Blast off!
Meet Ethan Blake, a 29-year-old marketing consultant who's always been good at spotting trends except when it comes to his own finances. Ethan's life was a juggling act: student loans, rent in a city that's way too expensive, and a side hustle selling vintage sneakers. He wasn't broke, but he wasn't exactly thriving either. One day, while scrolling through social media, Ethan stumbled upon a post from his old college roommate, Liam Carter, who had somehow gone from being the guy who couldn't afford pizza to posting photos of private jets and cryptic captions like, "Recession? What recession?" Curious and a little envious, Ethan messaged Liam.
"Hey man, what's your secret? How are you thriving when everyone else is panicking about the economy?"
Liam replied with a single line.
"Come to the club tomorrow night. I'll show you."
The next evening, Ethan found himself at an exclusive members-only club downtown. It wasn't the kind of place you'd find on Yelp. Inside, the air smelled like old money and expensive cigars. Liam greeted him with a grin and a glass of whiskey. Liam said,
"Welcome to the Recession Club."
Ethan laughed, thinking it was a joke. But as Liam led him to a private room, Ethan realized this wasn't just a social hangout. The room was filled with people, hedge fund managers, real estate moguls, tech entrepreneurs, all sipping drinks and discussing strategies for the next recession.
Wait, you're all planning for a recession? Isn't that like bad news?
Bad news for most people, but for us, it's an opportunity.
Over the course of the night, Ethan learned that the wealthy don't just survive recessions, they thrive in them. Liam and his group shared 5 key strategies they were using to prepare for the inevitable downturn. Liam explained that the first rule of recession-proofing is to build a fortress of cash flow.
While everyone else is hoarding cash, we're buying income, producing assets, rental properties, dividend stocks, even vending machine routes. The goal is to have money coming in no matter what happens to the economy.
Ethan was shocked.
But isn't real estate risky during a recession?
Not if you buy smart. We target properties in recession-resistant marketplaces where people have to live, like near hospitals or military bases. And we negotiate deals when sellers are desperate.
Vanessa, a sharp-dressed woman sitting nearby, added,
"It's not just about real estate. Think about businesses that thrive in bad times: discount stores, repair services, even laundromats. People still need those things, no matter how bad the economy gets."
Liam leaned in.
And don't forget dividend stocks. Companies like utilities, healthcare, and consumer staples keep paying dividends even in a downturn. That's cash flow you can count on.
Ethan scribbled notes on a napkin, feeling like he was cramming for a final exam.
The second rule? Use debt to your advantage. While everyone else is paying off their loans, we're locking in low-interest debt to buy assets. Inflation will eat away at the debt's value over time, and the assets will appreciate.
Ethan frowned.
But isn't debt bad?
Vanessa laughed.
Not if it's good debt, the kind that pays for itself. The middle class fears debt. The rich use it as a tool.
Liam added,
Think about it this way. If you borrow $100,000 at 3% interest to buy a rental property that generates $1,500 a month in rent, you're not just covering the loan, you're making a profit. And when inflation kicks in, that $100,000 you owe is worth less in real terms. It's like a cheat code.
Vanessa chimed in again.
And don't forget about HELOCs, home equity lines of credit. The wealthy use them to access cheap capital during downturns. It's like having a financial safety net you can tap into whenever you need it.
Finally, Liam leaned in and shared the group's most lucrative strategy, buying distressed assets. Ethan raised an eyebrow.
So, you're basically profiting off other people's misfortune?
Liam shrugged.
Call it what you want. But the truth is, recessions are a transfer of wealth from the unprepared to the prepared.
Vanessa chimed in again.
It's not just about stocks or real estate. Think bigger. During the last recession, I bought a failing car wash for $50,000. 2 years later, I sold it for $300,000. People panic, and that's when we step in.
Ethan was starting to feel overwhelmed when another member of the group, a quiet older man named Charles, spoke up.
You're missing the most important part, the tax code. The wealthy don't just make money during recessions, they keep it by using the tax code to their advantage.
Charles explained how the group used strategies like tax loss harvesting to offset their gains.
If you sell a losing stock, you can use that loss to reduce your taxable income. Then, you reinvest the money into a similar stock and ride the recovery.
He also mentioned opportunity zones, areas where the government offers tax breaks for investing in underdeveloped communities.
You can defer capital gains taxes and even eliminate them if you hold the investment long enough.
Ethan's jaw dropped.
So you're telling me the government is basically paying you to invest?
Charles smiled.
If you know where to look.
Liam wrapped up the night with one final strategy: liquidity.
The rich always keep a portion of their portfolio in cash or cash equivalents, not because we're scared, but because we want to be ready. When the market crashes, cash is king. It lets us buy assets when everyone else is selling.
And don't forget about lines of credit. Even if you don't need the money now, having access to liquidity during a recession can be the difference between seizing an opportunity and missing out.
As the night went on, Ethan felt like he was being let in on a secret society, a playbook that most people would never see. But something didn't sit right with him.
Why are you telling me all this?
Liam smiled.
Because you're smart, Ethan. You see the trends. And honestly, we need people like you. The more people who understand how to play the game, the better it is for everyone. Recessions don't have to be disasters. They can be opportunities for those who are ready.
But just as Ethan was starting to feel like he belonged, he overheard a conversation that made his stomach drop. Two members of the group were discussing a plan to short a struggling company's stock own that employed thousands of people in Ethan's hometown.
Wait, you're betting on this company to fail? What about the people who work there?
Liam's smile faded.
This is the game, Ethan. You can't save everyone. You have to decide which side you're on.
Ethan left the club that night with his mind racing. He wasn't sure if he wanted to join the recession club or expose it, but one thing was clear. He'd never look at the economy or his finances the same way again. Are you ready for the next recession? Start thinking like the wealthy today. Subscribe for more stories and strategies to build your financial future.
The Wealthy's Playbook, turning recessions into opportunities. At its core, this story explores how financial literacy, strategic asset management, and an understanding of market cycles separate the wealthy from everyone else. Our protagonist, Ethan, learns these lessons firsthand from his wealthy friend Liam, who reveals the secrets of thriving during economic downturns. Instead of panicking, the rich use recessions to acquire undervalued assets, stocks, real estate, businesses. Leverage strategic debt to buy appreciating assets. Exploit tax loopholes to minimize liabilities. Build cash-flowing businesses that thrive in any economy. Stay liquid to seize opportunities when markets crash. The key takeaway: this isn't financial manipulation, it's financial intelligence. While most people panic and sell assets at a loss, the wealthy are buyers, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Lesson 1. Own income, generating assets. Why it works. The wealthy focus on cash flow, not just asset ownership. During recessions, they invest in recession-proof businesses, and assets that generate consistent income. Examples from the story? Liam explains how he invests in rental properties near essential industries like hospitals and military bases. These properties provide steady income even during downturns. He also highlights dividend-paying stocks in sectors like utilities, healthcare, and consumer staples, which continue to pay out even in tough times. Wealth-building insight. If your income only comes from your job, you're financially vulnerable. The rich diversify their income streams with passive income sources like rental properties, dividend stocks, and small businesses. Actionable tip: start small. Look for assets that generate cash flow, even if it's just a side hustle or a small investment in dividend stocks. Lesson 2. Using leverage while the middle class panics. Why it works. The middle class avoids debt out of fear, but the wealthy use good debt to build wealth. They borrow at low interest rates to acquire appreciating assets. Examples from the story. Liam borrows at 3% interest to buy rental properties that generate $1,500 a month in rent. Over time, inflation reduces the real value of the debt, while the property appreciates. He also uses a HELOC, home equity line of credit, as a liquidity cushion, allowing him to invest without touching personal savings. Wealth-building insight. Debt isn't the enemy, it's a tool. When used wisely, it can help you acquire assets that grow in value over time. Actionable tip. Instead of rushing to pay off all your debt, learn how to use it strategically to invest in appreciating assets. Lesson 3. Buying cheap when everyone panics. Why it works. During recessions, fear drives people to sell assets at a loss. The wealthy, however, stay calm and use these moments to buy undervalued assets. Examples from the story? Vanessa, another character, buys a failing car wash for $50,000 during a recession. 2 years later, she sells it for $300,000 after turning the business around. Liam explains how he waits for stock market dips to buy high-quality stocks at a discount. Wealth-building insight. Recessions create once-in-a-decade buying opportunities. The key is to stay liquid and prepared so you can act when the time is right. Actionable tip: build an emergency fund or keep a portion of your portfolio in liquid assets to take advantage of market downturns. Lesson 4. Keeping more of what you earn using tax code advantages. Why it works. The wealthy don't just focus on making money, they focus on keeping it. They use legal tax strategies to minimize their liabilities. Examples from the story. Liam uses tax loss harvesting, selling losing investments to offset taxable gains. He also invests in opportunity zones, which allow him to defer or eliminate capital gains taxes by investing in underdeveloped areas. Wealth-building insight. The U.S. tax code favors investors, not employees. Wealthy individuals hire tax strategists to take advantage of deductions, write-offs, and depreciation. Actionable tip. Learn the basics of tax efficiency. Even small changes, like contributing to a retirement account or using tax loss harvesting, can save you thousands. Lesson 5. Staying ready for a crash. Why it works. Liquidity is king during a crisis. The wealthy keep cash reserves and access to credit so they can act quickly when opportunities arise. Examples from the story. Liam's investment group keeps a portion of their portfolio in cash and bonds, ready to buy stocks and businesses when markets crash. They also secure credit lines in advance, ensuring they have access to funds when they need them most. Wealth-building insight. When a crisis hits, credit dries up, and liquidity becomes the most valuable asset. The ability to act fast determines future wealth. Actionable tip. Always keep a portion of your capital liquid. Whether it's cash, bonds, or a HELOC, liquidity gives you the flexibility to seize opportunities. The ethical dilemma. Profit versus morality. Ethan's journey introduces a moral and financial conflict. Is it ethical to profit from others' misfortunes during a recession? Are strategies like shorting struggling companies unfair, or are they simply smart financial moves? Does exposing these strategies help level the playing field? Or does it widen the gap between the wealthy and everyone else? What do you think? Is profiting during a recession strategic or exploitative? Let us know in the comments. Final wealth-building insights. Key takeaways. Don't fear recessions, prepare for them. The rich view downturns as opportunities, not disasters. Understand the power of good debt. Borrowing at low interest to buy appreciating assets accelerates wealth. Build multiple streams of cash flow. Focus on passive income like rental properties and dividend stocks. Leverage the tax code. Use legal strategies like depreciation and tax loss harvesting to keep more of your money. Liquidity is king. Keep cash reserves and access to credit for major market downturns. The game of wealth isn't rigged. It's just played by those who know the rules. Are you ready to start playing? What's your move? Will you apply these strategies or stay on the sidelines? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this.